Hey guys, it's Nathan from the Kentucky Cycling YouTube channel. We are car camping this weekend, and I thought I'd take just a few minutes to show you my car camping setup in case it might be useful to any of you out there who are looking for perhaps a budget-friendly option but want to up things a little bit in terms of the comfort level. Get off the ground while you're sleeping. I certainly sleep on the ground plenty when we're out bike packing and have a whole different setup for that. But I really enjoy nights when, particularly if we're going out to some place to explore and be there for a couple days and use it as our base camp, and we're camping out of the car, to bring along a little more gear and make it more comfortable, maybe more of a glamping setup, if you will. I'm gonna kind of hit the highlights here. Obviously not gonna go over every single thing that I have, but sort of the big items that you may be interested in, and also include a link in the YouTube description below for the items that I talk about. And if you're interested in any of those and want to help out the channel at no additional cost to you, if you'll just use one of those links to make a purchase, then we'll get a very small commission. So without any further ado, I'm just going to kind of hit the highlights here. Obviously not going to go over every single thing that I have, but sort of the big items that you may be interested in. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn the camera around here. And first I'm going to talk about is this Gazelle. This is a T4. Technically this is a 4-person tent, but I like to use it as a 2-person tent. I'll show you some video footage of me putting up the tent here. A Gazelle likes to advertise that this goes up in 90 seconds. I don't know that I've ever put it up quite that fast, but it certainly can be assembled that quickly if you were trying to do it that fast. And particularly if you had 2 people, although you can see that it can actually be done by 1 person. But what's really cool about this tent is that it's just like it's got a structural wall, and you just basically just pop that out, as you can see in the assembly video. There's an optional footprint that you can get for it, and I do have that, but the actually built-in footprint to the tent is actually pretty thick and durable. This tent is very durable. I picked it up during COVID, and when I did, it was very, very hard to acquire, and it wasn't readily available on Amazon. Now it is, so I'll definitely include that for you. I really like the structure of it. I like how tall it is. I like how easy the rain fly goes on, and it's very durable. This thing is not light. I definitely have to fold the seats down, whether I'm traveling in my wife's SUV or my Prius. Either way, it'll fit just fine, but it's not something you're going to lug around on your bike. Anyway, but really, really cool. So I'm going to open this up here, and you can see that we are not sleeping on the ground. So I alluded to this. One prerequisite to get my wife out on more adventures was a more comfortable sleep setup. We used to sleep on an air mattress, and she would have a horrible night's sleep every single time we'd go out. And so we were, in order to have more adventures, I wanted to get things up off the ground. And so this has become my setup, either if I'm going out with her or if I'm going out with somebody I'm riding with. So this is a Coleman cot. This is the bigger one of the two, and you can see that this one actually has a springs attached to it. It's basically like a small twin bed. It doesn't crack down particularly small, but it is very comfortable. And you can see she's just got some sheets. These are just regular twin sheets. I'll make that up when I'm done here. And then our pillow and everything from home. So that is her set aside, or my guest if I'm cycling with somebody. And then and I'm going to walk around to the other side so you can see a little bit better, but I actually bought one that folds. These are both made by Coleman, but one that actually folds down, really collapses, but it doesn't have a built-in mattress to it. And because and I'll just walk around so you can get a better look over here. So what's really nice is I'm stepping inside here, and this is inside the tent, and I'm able to stand up in here, which is super duper nice. So for my cot, you can see this is actually much more taut. Doesn't have a natural mattress built in, but I actually have a Therm-A-Rest Neo Air. This air mattress that I already had in my possession, that I'd spent a fair amount of money on back when I was doing the Gabraki ride, riding across Kentucky, where they were, shuttling our gear from one place to the next. and could afford to have a little bit bigger setup. This is a really nice mattress. It's actually about that much of its air and about that much of its foam, so it's kind of a combination mattress, and it's very comfortable to sleep on. So I had that already, so I thought, okay, I'll make use of this with this guy, and this will fold down much smaller. One thing I picked up is this, what's underneath here is actually a sort of a sheet. It's a sheet technically, but it's stitched like a, I just picked this up off Amazon. It's stitched more like a sleeping bag. So your feet, go in there at the bottom. It's got like little snaps. So you could unfold it more, and then you could actually take like a air pillow if you wanted and kind of put that in there. But I've actually taken this bike packing. It folds down pretty small, and actually, if it's gonna be really hot out, I kind of just want a sheet, and that's about it. So that makes really nice for hot situations. And then I'll say that a company called Get Out Gear sent me this. This is their puffy blanket, and this is a down blanket. It's very inexpensive relative to other sort of down quilts and things that are on the market. And it also folds down really nice. So yeah, I could take it bike packing, either just have it, or have it if I was going cold weather camping, have it as an extra blanket if I wanted to, or potentially in this case situation, this is actually my preferred use for it, is actually to use it as a blanket when we're actually out camping. So I really like that. I'll say that they sent me this to try, so I like it a lot, and so thank you to them for doing that. One thing I really like about being off the ground like this is that it allows you to have gear. So I've just taken to like putting gear in a laundry basket, and I can just slide that underneath there. This tent has really big pockets, so it allows you to like put gear, wires, or charging cables, whatever you want, dirty clothes. You've got plenty of stuff, and then you've got these 8 windows, including the doors, in the tent. And then the tent comes with a net up at the dome here, but we actually purchased, and this is another comfortable thing when you're doing hot weather camping, is quite nice. This is a little rechargeable fan, so, and it also includes a light. So on the back of this here, you can see it's got the fan setting, but it's also got a light, and it can just hang from the ceiling, and it's got different settings there, so you just cycle through. And then same thing with the fan, and this is quite nice, just to have some air to move around in here. Little creature comforts, definitely puts you in the glamping territory. So that is the bulk of our setup. I'll say I love traveling with this bag. I've done a whole video on it. This is actually a swim bag, but I'll put a link to it. I use it every time I go on a bike trip of some kind to carry gear, and you'll see all the different reasons if you check out that video about why I love that bag so much. So anyway, and we've just got like a couple of camp chairs which you want at your campsite. My wife has actually got a one from work that's not the Coleman one, but the Coleman one is very nice and has both cup holder and this kind of little insulated bag in case you want to keep things cool. And there's Shannon, and you can see we're actually out adventuring. There's my bike, so we're gonna meet some friends tomorrow and ride down at Big Hollow in Mammoth Cave, and we're gonna do some paddling as well. So that's kind of it in a nutshell, guys. Hopefully this will be useful to some of you, and if you've got any questions about any of the gear, feel free to ask those in the comments below, and I'll be happy to return back and answer any questions about my experience with these things. Overall, I'm really happy with the setup. It enables us to get out and have more adventures.
As always, we hope you found this content useful. If you did, please like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks.